Can a person really swim underwater for hours because he has gills? Is it really possible to have human gills? Like humans have occasionally been born with gills? ChristianAnswer.net in an article answered this question. No, humans have never been born with gills. Without a major controlled change in the human DNA structure, it is simply an impossibility. Yet, newspapers have reported supposed human gills. The Northern Star in New South Wales, Australia of October 13, 1993 had the headline, "Boy had fish gills in his neck." The fuzz was about a small fragment of cartilage, 10 to 15 millimeters long, which had been removed from the neck of an 11-year-old boy from the town of Tweed Heads, Australia. It was referred to as a fish gill and as fish gill cartilage. The parents were reported as saying, "The doctor told us that if our son had been a fish, he would be able to breathe underwater. He said it was a gill, like in a fish." This belief is also true in the Philippines. Most people, especially the elderly, thought this is possible. My baby boy, Joshua David, had this case. It became obvious when he was 2 months old. My sister was carrying baby Joshua when she noticed something like a gel and watery substance in his neck. She called me and we checked his neck. We were stretching his neck, and we found a small hole. So I surfed the internet about it. Bronchial cleft cysts. All right. Bronchial cleft cysts are congenital epithelial cysts, which arise on the lateral part of the neck from a failure of obliteration of the second bronchial cleft in embryonic development. Phylogenetically, the bronchial apparatus is related to gill slits. In fish and amphibians, these structures are responsible for the development of the gills, hence the name bronchial. Bronchia is Greek for gills. Gills. After learning it, we met a doctor, and then he recommended us to see a pediatric surgeon. Gosh, surgeon? Operation on my 2-month-old baby? What should we do? We asked a lot of people. We asked my father and other elders in the family and friends about it. My father said, "We don't need operation." He said he heard stories about a man who can swim for hours because of the gill in the hole. We also heard stories about men who have holes in the neck and then fluids just came out from the hole, and sometimes with a foul smell. A boy also had this case and was bullied in school because of an unusual hole that secretes fluid on the neck. In our case, the pediatric surgeon who we consulted told us that it would be best. That way, our son experienced having fluids secreted in his neck. My husband and I had a serious talk. Then we prayed for God's guidance. And finally, we decided to go for the operation. Our baby was just 10 weeks old when he had the surgery. It broke my heart when baby Josh cried a lot for the extras and other preliminary procedures for the surgery. Yet, we endured the pain since we believe it is for the best. And we thank God the operation was successful. Now, we are very happy to see our 9-year-old Joshua David without the hole in his neck. He is neither a good swimmer nor capable of breathing underwater, but he is definitely well and good with his condition right now. Praise God. He will not experience the teasing about the unusual hole that secretes fluid in his neck. Moments like these do happen. Moments like we need to decide quickly. Moments like we need to take the risk. Whatever moments they would be, we must be wise in our decision and always pray for God's guidance. We need to seek wisdom from God. He is the source of true wisdom and knowledge. James chapter 1, verse 5 says, if you do not have wisdom, ask God for it. He is always ready to give it to you and will never say you are wrong for asking. Do you agree, Toastmaster of the evening?